a lot of people get confused when I say that you need to work on yourself in order to be with your twin flame. Here's why. When I say that, or when other people say that, people often interpret that as like, you're not good enough right now to be with your twin flame. That's not what is meant. Working on yourself doesn't mean that you're inadequate right now to be with somebody. Inherently, you are good enough. You were created good enough because you are a child of the universe. So then you're like, well, right now, why do I have to do inner work? Why can't I just be with my twin flame? So the work that you do is not something about being worthy enough or valuable enough or good enough in essence for your twin flame. It's really about doing work on your limiting beliefs about yourself. We can all logic our way through this and be like, well, I'll just snapping my fingers and now I'm worthy. You were always worthy. Those limiting beliefs are like sticky molasses or, tar or syrup. They just keep coming back, or they're like magnetic. They're thought patterns. Think about you've been walking a path for millions of years. It's created a deep groove. Well, inside of your mind, these thought patterns and limiting beliefs follow the same tread and dig a deep groove. So it's like a mental habit that you have of thinking, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough. This is what you work on when you work on yourself. I'm going to talk a little bit more about how you do that so that you change and shapeshift your thoughts and beliefs about yourself with respect to yourself. When you experience your twin flame not wanting to be around you, it's going to conjure up feelings of rejection, abandonment, worthlessness, things like that. It might. It's for each person, it's a different thing. Most of the time, it's like abandonment, rejection, self-doubt, feeling not good enough, not valuable, etc. These feelings come up when your person that you love or that you're pointed into doesn't want to be with you. It's going to bring up all those feelings. Right? And so in essence, like that's a blessing. Not that it feels good. Not that you want to kind of be weird and be like, oh, that's great. No, that's not what I mean. That's a blessing because it's illuminating the block. It's illuminating the place within you that needs love. So we call that ego. All these limiting beliefs we call ego. Here's an example. I'm not good enough for my twin flame. Or my twin flame and I will never be together. It's just too hard. Or my twin flame will never see me. They're never going to wake up. They're never going to see who I really am. These are all thought distortions, otherwise known as ego. It sneaks in there. It's kind of like this background noise, like this annoying little static light. If you have the fluorescent light making a noise, it's one of those things that you don't notice until you do. And then you can only see that. You're like, oh yeah, that's yucky. That thought think about this, that thought that I'm not good enough to have the relationship that I really want, that feels bad. That feels really bad if you think that thought. You might say, well, I see all this proof and evidence. I've had all these relationships that failed. My twin flame, the person that I love the most, they don't want to be with me, so I'm giving up. You're going to validate yourself with the evidence that is actually based in ego. Here's what I mean by that. Like your twin flame, picture this. Your twin flame is the person that's designed to be with you. But right now, they're like GTFA. Get the flip away. They're trying to block you or push you away or chase after someone else. And you're like, how on earth is this my person? How is that my person if they're not choosing me? Because you share one overarching consciousness or soul blueprint, they're going to mirror back where you're not choosing yourself. What does this mean? They're going to say, I don't want to be with you because somewhere deep inside of you, you're saying, I don't want to be with myself. I don't like, here's an example. I don't like spending time alone with myself. I always have to be active and be with other people or watching TV, video games, or maybe you don't think that you're good enough. And here's one that has come up recently. Maybe you feel like relationships aren't safe. Maybe you've been in a toxic or abusive relationship in the past. You're like, I don't want to cross that bridge anymore. Like, twin flame, you can stay on the other side of the ocean. I'm scared. Maybe it's like a fear, or you feel like you're not equipped, or maybe you have something like you're neurodiverse, like me, I am, or you are older, or you XYZ, you're way too much, or some stuff. And I just want to ask you, like, do you really think that can stop love? You really think that can stop love? If you do, if you have this belief, your twin flame who shares one consciousness with you is going to reflect that belief because they're one with you. That is really important on the twin flame journey. What do you do? What do you do? You're like, oh, thanks for this information, Lacey. Okay, that kind of resonates, but now what? Oh, I'm going to give you the now what. There is a process of inner work that is specifically designed to shapeshift your thoughts, your limiting beliefs. It's not enough just to spot them. That's really easy, actually. That's like half the work. You got to do the other half. You got to do the other part of it, which is finding these places inside of you where you've been participating in a subscription to non-love. You've been subscribed to non-love. I want you to unsubscribe to non-love. These beliefs, though, it could never work out. I'll tell you a story about myself. I'm neurodiverse. I was diagnosed in 2008. I just kept having problems in relationships. I didn't really understand how I worked for a long time. I started getting support. I started doing the mirror exercise and started seeing things about myself. I had to really chip away at it for a long time. Start to accept myself. I had to get to know myself first and accept myself. Two things need to happen. You need to get to know who you really are and work on accepting that about yourself. A lot of you who are watching my videos are thinking that you need to be other than who you are, masking and trying to be someone that you're not. That lack of self-acceptance is you're going to get your twin flame not accepting you. Guess what happens? The cool news is that when you change your position about yourself, within yourself, your twin flame changes their tune about you. I had this, tendency where when I would get overwhelmed, I would kind of like shut down. I would either shut down or I would be like, I have to go into another room. And I thought, this is a terrible relationship pattern. What kind of person runs away from conflict? Well, it wasn't that I was running away from conflict. It was that my brain chemistry couldn't handle that. I needed to take some time, a few minutes, maybe an hour to calm down. And then I could reapply. It doesn't mean that I can't handle conflict. I participate in therapies that are helpful to who I am. Like I had cancer. I thought, okay, I have cancer. I can't ever have kids. I had a kind of cancer, which means I can't have kids. Oh, what, twin flame's gonna not want me? He's 14 years younger. What if he wants kids? And I'm like, you know what? Like our union might adopt at some point in time. And right now I'm like, I have enough with myself. I really support other people having children. If I have this desire for children in my heart, it will happen one way or another. It might not be biological in my case. I let go of thinking that I wasn't good enough because of that. So there were all these limiting beliefs swimming around in my head many years ago, which prevented my twin flame from coming close because he was simply reflecting that. What did I do? I did the mirror exercise. I learned how to do it so well that I decided to become a coach and help people with it. So I can teach it to you. I can teach this exercise to you, which really shapeshifts your inner life. It's not enough just to identify the blocks. It's good to identify the blocks. You must resolve them. In the mirror exercise, it's a 4-step process. You don't even need a mirror for it. It will walk you through your feelings so that you can locate these places, these limiting beliefs that you're thinking that are like that light that I showed you that you don't know is going on in the background until you find it. And your twin flame is your partner in this. My twin flame, because you care about them so much, like my twin flame, I cared about him so much that when he would do something that bothered me, I would get really triggered. You're not going to get triggered if you don't care about the person. So if this is why your twin flame is so important, because when they do trigger you, it can show you directly what part of you needs to be loved. There's a lot of misconceptions about the mirror exercise. I'm going to make another video about that to help you to understand what it is and what it is not, what people have misinterpreted about it. I think that's going to be a fun video. So I hope that this was helpful to you. If you have any questions, comment below. And if you want to work with me, check out my website, twinflamesheartsdesire.com.